Fortunately, there's still some daylight, so the Halloween horror, it's not out quite yet. But once that sun goes down, these whimsical gardens behind me, as well as this giant skeleton, it's all going to transform into an exhilarating experience. They're calling it Boney Island. We are just learning that this is a shooting that took place here behind me on Northwest 47th Street. Let me get out of the way so you can see the active. Thank you, Malcolm and Clara. I'm live at the intersection of South Vermont and West Adams, where there are no bike lanes, no bus lanes, and in a day like today where it's rainy, it can be very dangerous for pedestrians. People that frequent this park say that they believe it might now be dangerous, and their heart, it goes out to the family. You just heard from Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, and this arena, it's his vision. And it's also considered to be his love letter to Clippers fans. Upcoming events at Intuit Dome include concerts, comedy shows, and of course, plenty of Clippers basketball. If you are in LA County and you registered in LA County, you can go and find one of these ballot boxes in Los Angeles. With the recent Dodgers win, you might think, yeah, Garvey's gonna win this race. Everyone's loving the Dodgers. He's a former Dodgers player. This is so exciting. He has that celebrity pull. But what's important is the context of how he got here. In his 20s and 30s, Bodie Olmos was an active and competitive triathlete. Since he was just 3 years old, the ocean has been his happy place. He says there's only one time the ocean is a drag: the days following a big storm.
We do swim through pockets where there's, kind of a weird smell to the water. You come home and you use rubbing alcohol or whatever, hydrogen peroxide.
According to a UC Irvine study, after it rains, the contamination in the ocean waters of Southern California is 500% higher than the ocean's average bacterial levels. That contamination, it comes from fecal bacteria. Yes, that's human and animal excrement. Simply put, poop.
Hopefully we build up some bacteria or antibodies to it, but it's just gross.
Heal the Bay is a Santa Monica-based nonprofit that tracks the water quality in Southern California. Their specialists say that stormwater runoff is the #1 source of water contamination in Los Angeles.
So there's the sewer system where you flush your toilets, you wash your dishes. That water all goes to a treatment facility and gets cleaned up before it's discharged. But the stormwater gets funneled into the storm drain system and goes directly out into our rivers and out to the ocean without being cleaned.
Specialists say surfers and swimmers should wait 72 hours after a storm before entering the water. That rule has been especially important over the past 2 years as Los Angeles experienced record-breaking rainfall.
Last year, especially, we had more than 31 inches of rain. This year, we still have a few months left in the rainy season, and we've already received more than 22 inches of rain.
According to Olmos, the constant rain has washed out the spirits of many in the water sport community.
It can get really depressing. It can affect you emotionally. It can affect you spiritually. It can affect you physically.
Olmos says the waves after a storm are often great and sometimes just too hard to resist.
You might be in tears depending on how good of a swell it is.
But we love it so much, we just get out here and keep doing it, so.
For Annenberg Media, I'm Stephen Knobel. That's the sound of kittens and puppies getting ready to go on the road trip of their life. On the other side of that trip, their forever family.
Transporting kittens and 47 kittens and 2 puppies out of Miami-Dade County, where there's a severe crisis going on of dog and cat overpopulation.
That's Barbara St. Aubin from This Is the Dog, a foster-based not-for-profit. Their mission? Help find homes for as many animals as possible. Animal transport is just one way they do that.
The supply up there is low. The supply here, hundreds and hundreds, dogs and cats adopted. The competition is really tough. So getting them out of here is a numbers solution.
After some happy tears, hugs, and a prayer.
We pray really hard to get these animals where they're going safe. We have worked long and hard.
These volunteer foster parents put their kittens into a crate and place them in the back of this van. 24 hours later, they will arrive in Salem, New Hampshire, where their new families will be waiting on the other side.
When you walk to the door with their animal, they just glow. I mean, these people here are glowing in a different way because they're crying because they've put a lot of effort. but these people are receiving the benefits of what these guys are doing. So it's amazing.
South Florida animal shelters are experiencing an overcapacity. To alleviate the overcrowding, Miami-Dade Animal Services announced a temporary closure of their public animal intake until July 10th. St. Aubin suggests a more permanent solution: free spay and neutering.
It can't be $40. It can't be $700 at a veterinarian office, which is insane. People can't afford that. I understand why they have to, do it, their business, but free spay neuter should be offered by this county.
Whether a first-time foster volunteer or a seasoned vet, the compassion and love for these kittens and pups were at an all-time high.
Get them from being homeless, and at times mine were semi-feral, so it's also taming them, getting them used to people, and then to give them the opportunity to be in a forever home where they're loved and cherished. It's the best feeling. There's nothing like it.
Reporting from Homestead for NBC6 News, I'm Stephen Knobel. If you're looking for a more spiritual connection to USC, religious organizations are helping families find meaning and community. When walking from campus to the USC Village, you might experience a different kind of USC spirit. USC's Hillel Jewish Center and Caruso Catholic Center are helping families connect with their religious roots.
That's why it's so important for parents to be able to see and recognize that their students do have a home away from home, that they connect with other people, both the students, the professional staff, and everyone who's really involved, to know that their students actually do have a Jewish family away from home.
It's super important for us to engage the families because our motto here for this year is to create a Christ-centered home away from home where everyone feels seen, known, and loved.
USC's Dean of Religious Life says this weekend's religious-based events are about more than any one denomination. He says Parents' Weekend is about families coming together as a community.
When we're feeling alienated, disconnected, anxious, outraged, alone, it's really important to see ourselves in each other. And the reason I think students come to USC is not just for a world-class academic experience. I personally feel that the reason students are here is to meet each other.
Dean Soni also encourages families to think about religion from a much broader perspective.
The football game this weekend, it's going to feel like religion. There are going to be people going to a pilgrimage to the Colosseum, wearing funny clothes, kicking the flagpole. That's a ritual, telling stories about agony and ecstasy, and there will be an intergenerational transmission of wisdom.
The best part, most events affiliated with religious organizations, well, those begin tomorrow. For the event schedule and more information, go to the Office of Religious Life website at orsl@usc.edu.